Make it Centauri time.
This week I'm reviewing Lost in Translation. Lost in Translation is basically a movie starring Bill Murray and Scarlett Johansson, and they both play these two characters that find themselves in Japan alone. They're very, very lonely characters, and they kind of find each other and become really great friends and develop this really great friendship. Bill Murray plays a character called Bob, and Bob is sort of this movie star. He was kind of really big when he was younger, and now he's in Japan making a advert for whiskey. He's shooting like this whiskey commercial. Now, if you know anything about sort of Hollywood and Japanese commercials and stuff, you might know that a lot of very big Hollywood actors actually do go out to Japan and get paid loads of money to make these really crazy adverts like these.
Waiting for the green light. Waiting for the green light. 汗かいたから Tokyo Drink 宝缶チューハイライトも登場
Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday comes again.
毎日
Sunday,
毎
Monday,
日
Tuesday,
日立の
Wednesday,
細長
Thursday,
は
Thursday,
静
Friday,
か
Saturday.
So yeah, if you want to find out more about those, there's a really great website called Japander, or Japandander. I'll put it down here. If you go on there, there's a whole shitload of really funny commercials that have got these like sort of Hollywood actors just making idiots of themselves. So back to this movie. Bill Murray's character Bob is shooting this commercial in Japan, and he's there. He is escaping from his wife, who seems to be very controlling, and she sends him like carpet samples of what carpet he wants in his room and stuff, and he finds himself in Japan, and he's just completely lost. A lot of the humour and stuff that comes from this movie is through Bill Murray's character trying to communicate with these people that obviously don't speak English, you know, these Japanese people, and that's where some of the really great humour comes from when he's trying to communicate. And as a viewer, you don't get any subtitles, so you're in the same position as him. You don't know what they're saying, you don't know if they're, you know, completely taking the piss out of him or whatever, and it's just a really interesting concept that, you know, you're as lost and confused as he is because you really don't know what they're saying unless you speak Japanese. But yeah, so he's really lonely. He kind of finds himself really, I don't know, fed up, and he kind of finds this loneliness in Japan as well. Meanwhile, Scarlett Johansson, Scarlett Johansson's character Charlotte is what I was trying to say. She basically is married to a character played by Giovanni Ribisi, who you've probably seen in loads of things. He's kind of pops up in a lot of movies. He plays this very famous photographer who's in Japan working, and he takes his wife Charlotte along with him. I think they've been married for sort of 2 years, and he kind of leaves her in the hotel whilst he's out working, and she becomes very bored. She becomes really lonely. She rings up one of her friends back in New York, wherever it is that she lives, and you know, she basically says that she's surrounded by all this like beautiful stuff, but she just finds it so empty and stuff because she's so lonely. And basically, as the movie progresses, the two characters, Bob and Charlotte, meet. They become really great friends. They share their loneliness together. They become really happy, and it's just a really great film about them finding this friendship. And it's one of those movies that you'll finish watching, and I personally found this, that as soon as it finished, I wanted to watch it again. You don't want this movie to end, and in the same way that you know that, you know, they've got to leave Japan eventually and go back to their normal lives, they don't want to end their friendship, and you don't want the film to end. So it's kind of a nice feeling to get from this movie. But yeah, I really enjoyed this. I really put off watching this for a long time. I wasn't sure if I was going to like it, and I ended up loving it. I thought it was an amazing film. And Scarlett Johansson, well, both the performances from sort of the lead characters, Bill Murray and Scarlett Johansson, they were both really great. Bill Murray plays this kind of fed up, sort of dry humoured actor who was just really great in this movie. And Scarlett Johansson, aside from being amazingly beautiful, I've never really seen her in that many films before. I've seen her in sort of The Prestige, which was the movie starring Christian Bale and Hugh Jackman. And if you haven't seen that movie, that's one I definitely recommend checking out. But yeah, this is kind of the first movie I've seen her taking a sort of a lead role in, and I thought she was really good, really good actress, and I definitely want to see more of her. And there's a really great opening for this movie. If you're a fan of her, it's basically just one shot of her ass. Very cool. But yeah, so this movie is definitely one I'd recommend. It's got a great soundtrack, really good soundtrack, and the scenery, the beauty of this movie comes from the location. The whole movie set filmed on location, shot entirely on location, as it says on the back of here, in Japan, and just highlights how much of an amazing country Japan is. Even like the different parts of Japan that you kind of associate. Japan's always been a country that I've wanted to go to for a long time, and it highlights sort of the futuristic neon sign lit part of Japan that you kind of always imagine, you know, the futuristic, technological, amazing part, you know, with all the arcades, and just looks amazing. And then at the same time, you've also got the really beautiful traditional Japan that is beautiful. So it's just a really great looking film. It's directed, I probably should say, written and directed by Sofia Coppola, sorry, who did The Virgin Suicides, which I haven't seen, but yeah, I really did love this. Please, I urge you to go out and watch this movie. It's a fantastic film. I'm not sure how popular this movie is. I don't know. I know a lot of people do really like it, but I think there's kind of a divide. I think a lot of people either really like it or really hate it. So thankfully I'm on the love it camp, because I really do like this. It's one of the best films I've seen in a long time. I really do like it. Definitely the best film I've seen this month anyway. And yeah, that's basically all I want to say about this movie. Please check it out. It's an incredible film, lost in translation.
For relaxing times, make it Centauri time.
時間がないんだよ。ね、パッションがカメラテンション上げて。
with intensity.
Is that everything? I mean, it seemed like he said more than that.
Mr. Bob Hollis! Yo, kita now, Bob.
You are a movie star.
Yes, I should be doing movies.
Yeah. You know Rat Pack?
Rat Pack?
Rat Pack.
A ring-a-ding-ding.
Mr. Harris, Mr. Kazo sent me my stockings. Lip them.
What?
Hey, lip my stockings.
Lip them? What? What are you doing?
My husband's a photographer, so he's here working. He wasn't doing anything, so I came along.
What do you do?
I'm not sure yet.